Day 1.
Right, you're on.
You okay, 118?
Okay.
Hi, 118 here with my pal, 118.
Hi, I'm 118.
We're here to tell you about King Charles's trial, which will soon be underway.
Yes, he's just entering the court now.
Quick, let's try and interview him. King Charles! King Charles!
Go ahead.
Got your number? So, Stu and Dale will give you an update later on.
Yes, stay tuned.
Are all the judges here? There's supposed to be 130 There was supposed to be 135, but we seem a bit short. Where is Thomas Fairfax?
He's not stupid enough to turn up here. This trial should not be taking place.
I am ashamed of Thomas's cowardness.
He's not a coward. He just believes that Charles was appointed by God.
In that case, we'd better get on. First, to read out the charges. Charles, you were trusted with a limited power to rule according to the laws of England and to use that power for the good of the people. You have stolen the freedom of the people, taken away the power of Parliament and made war against the country. You are guilty of all treasons, murders, burnings, damages and mischiefs that took place in the wars. How do you plead?
He can't plead nothing but guilty.
This court has no legal right to try me. You've no power over me. I'm much more important than you. This is an absolute outrage. I will plead neither guilty or not guilty. This is a joke.
We're not getting anywhere. We'll come back on Monday to see whether he's changed his mind.
Day 2.
Hello and welcome to the second part of this epic trial of King Charles I. King Charles I is being charged with overthrowing the rights of the people and leaving war against Parliament. He is also charged with all the burnings, murders, treasons and mischiefs. So that's quite a bit list, isn't it, Dale?
Yes, Dan. Stu.
Yesterday he refused to plead and was taken away. Hardly any refused as everyone was in church, but today he should be pleading. We can only hope, Dale. So on channel 118 and 115 we'll bring you more updates later in the week. So on that bombshell, good night.
Charles, how do you plead to the charges laid against you?
Plead? Plead? Yes, I plead. I plead for, that is, I care about the freedoms of my England more than any of you do.
We're having this trial by the authority of the Commons of England. This is what the people want. The people have always been the ones to call your ancestors to account.
I deny that. Show me one precedent. Just one time when this has happened before.
The point is not to be debated by you.
The Commons of England was never a court of law.
Confess or deny the charges.
Who gave you the right to put me on trial?
I've had enough. Out! Take him away!
Day 5.
Hi, 118 here.
Hi, I'm 118. On day 3 of the trial, Charles was sent away after a couple of minutes because he still didn't plead.
Yeah, and on day 4 he didn't even go into court, but witnesses are here to have their say. Excuse me, can we interview you?
Hello.
Hi.
So, what have you got against King Charles?
Well, I'm his secretary, and he told me to write a letter to Scotland asking them to invade so they can help him against Parliament in the Civil War. But he also told me to write a letter to Parliament declaring peace.
Wow, how scheming. He deserves to be executed as quickly as possible.
Too right.
I knew it. No problem.
So, Dale and Stu will give you some more information later on. Thank you and good night.
I know this isn't exactly going to plan and that some of you are having second thoughts about whether this is the right thing to do. So we'll hear more evidence against the king today so that you can be convinced of his wickedness. Call the first witness.
I solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
What do you have to say about the king?
I was in Oxford when the Syrian War broke out in 1642. He was the one who started it. I saw him raise the battle flag and lost my whole family in the war. It's that monster's fault.
Thank you, madam. Call the second witness.
I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
What do you have to say about the king?
I was in the king's army to start with, but I had to change sides when I saw how he treated his prisoners. He was evil. He cut them and tortured them. It was just wrong. Nobody deserves to be treated that way.
Thank you, sir. Call the third witness.
I solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
What do you have to say about the king?
I'm the King's secretary and I had to write a letter to Scotland asking them to invade on him. And on the same day I had to write a letter to Parliament negotiating for peace.
I knew it!
He's a dirty double-crosser.
Thank you, madam. Call the final witness.
I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
What do you have to say about the king?
It's obviously clear that he is a mean, disloyal pig of a man. He burnt down the houses of his enemies during the war. That's hardly looking out for your people, is it?
Thank you, madam. I think we've had enough for today.
Day 7.
Bring in the king!
Welcome to News Up 4, the third episode. Today, anything can happen, as today is the day when Bradshaw will read out the verdict. What do you think the verdict will be?
I think he's going to be guilty and could even be beheaded.
Me too. Thank you for listening.
Charles, as promised, you may make your speech to the persons assembled.
Actually, I'd like to speak to the members of Parliament. I have a plan of peace to put to them.
You may not speak to them.
In that case, I would like to say the following words in my defence. I did not do this. You have no
The
right
time
to put me
for
here.
defence is now past. You may say nothing more. The verdict will now be read out. We find you guilty of all charges. It's the duty of the King to call Parliament regularly, and you haven't done this. You've attacked the basic freedoms of the people of this country. Therefore, this court does judge that you, Charles Stewart, a tyrant, traitor, murderer, and public enemy of the people, shall be put to death by the severing his head from his body. This execution will take place on January the 30th, next Tuesday. Take him away!